Welcome back, everyone, to our second match of the third round of today. We are now into the replay portion, so these matches were played when we unfortunately cannot get the bans for you. Actually, nope, yeah, bans don't even show. Bans don't even show up if you hit B. So we're just going to go with what was picked, unfortunately. Risky Behavior picking up Famous Hate playing the Ho Yi. Xenotronics being your mid lane Scylla, Wubbin your support, Geb, Skeledon in the jungle as Naja, and Crazy Toaster as your solo lane Khepri.
So, Naja. I do like seeing a Naja, but speaking of new gods we've seen today, I spy two of them. We see the burly men we have LOU on the ROM. That's the first one. He's going to be teaming up with the second.
That's just Lou, by the way.
That's just Lou. It's going to be...
His name is Lou.
Oh, just Lou. Alright.
Lou and Junipera.
Junipera is going to be with the Bacchus. We haven't seen him today either. Rom Bacchus combo, potential for some death by not even by 1,000 cuts, death by slow. Because the knockup belly flop has a slow that lasts for 2 seconds flat. That's a long time. And then of course Rom famous for his slows as well. So if they play their cards right and Risky Behavior makes the same mistake that we saw Vicious Delicious do last game and don't respect their opponents, they could just start farming kills for days. Even though with a Geb that's a little hard to do, but looks like a little bit of argy-bargy already over there. Wubbin taking a lot of poke. He's got to be very careful that he doesn't drop too low.
Yeah, Junipera, she is a very, very aggressive support, which is one of the reasons why she and Lou work so well together. Then again, really quickly, Rephap in the mid lane on Zhonghui, Booty Call Jones as your jungle Bastet, and then Scream as your solo lane Sheng-Chen. So, battle the Guardians over in the solo lane. Unfortunately for Crazy Toaster, Sheng-Chen has a lot better clear than Khepri does, so it'd be interesting to see how that goes. Our dual lane, Junie getting hyper-aggressive onto Wubbin, body blocking and everything. Wubbin very possibly going to fall here. There is the tumble forward, but now nice Famous Hate body blocking. Good job there from Famous Hate to save his support. But at the same time, tons of aggression from burly men, forcing them back a bit and establishing their dominance in the lane.
Yeah, and they're burning all of Wubbin's health pots, so the next time they want to do something, he can't regenerate. So the only way he can regenerate is, of course, natural HP 5 and the Watcher's Gift heals. So they're doing the death by 1,000 cuts like Pokey, big poke, force him to chug everything, then poke some more. It looks like over in the solo lane, I do like how we're seeing solo Khepri. I've always wanted to see that. They used to be very big back when the character first came out because how cheap the Rising Dawn was, but of course it's significantly more expensive. You can drag him into the wave like that and do some pretty good damage. But it looks like in the mid lane, in Raji-Baji, Xenotronics picks up Booty Call Jones with a nice use of I'm a Monster. Repap is going to get hit as well, with Xenotronics smartly delaying the hit. Skieldon picks up the final blow. That's going to be first blood and second blood going in the favor of Risky Behavior very fast. That is exactly what they need right now, because with Zhonghui down and out, it's going to take him a while to get towards that Warlocks, which he's really going to want to do if he decides to go for that. Most Zhonghuis will usually go Warlocks to keep the tankiness, and slowing that down aids Scylla hugely, because Scylla can't even kill a wave until level 9.
Yeah, and it'll be very interesting to see how things go forward. Risky Behavior taking a good early lead, 2 kills on Scylla and Naja, 1-0-1 for each of them respectively. Very, very good start for them. We're coming up on 3.5 minutes in, going to start seeing camps start to respawn in a moment. So we'll return to a farm state for a moment or two, at least. Though again, I do expect to continue to see aggression in the dual lane coming out from Lou and Junipera. Though again, they have not warded, so they are relying on this call to say, oh yeah, we probably should back up. Though now, Booty Call Jones will see Xenotronics and Skeledon. Xenotronics, by the way, did go for a potion start, hence his glowing blue self. I'm I don't know. Rephap though in trouble once again, and is going to be able. Actually, oh dear, he stole his carry's attack buff, but hey, he survived.
That sucks. I'm impressed by that ricochet. I like the fact that Famous Hate managed to clip both Junipera and Repap on the way. Okay, yeah, he's got some practice on the Ho Yi. These are some very nice ricochets he's pulling off. I love seeing Hoagies with good ricochets. It's always pleasant to see on stream. Looks like Scream is going to go for a single man. Whoa, into Raging Steel. Skilled goes up to try and delay the damage from the cat to do good damage towards Repap. Sets up Xenotrunks with I Am a Monster. He's going to wait to see if he can try and hit Scream. Scream is going to be able to dash towards Gildem, but isn't able to find anything else. But no, the reward does hit. Even after getting knocked up, the rest of Burly Men are making the way over to the mid to try and assist. Although I think I heard Ron just go up into the air. Yes, he will. He's looking for it, but he doesn't have enough range. You didn't buy the +1 range extension, my friend. That's not going to help you.
Also not in the game, luckily. But, again, Burly Men starting to fall behind, and this may be a slow and painful death for Burly Men. Burly Men have a fairly good late game, but Bacchus and Bastet both do their best in the early to mid game. They do well late game, but their strength is applying early pressure. And though Bacchus is 0-0-0, he's fine. Bastet is 0-1-0. Early death, meaning she lost her potion of physical might, etc. Definitely not a good way to start. But again, risky behavior. Ho Yi, Geb, Scylla, even Naja and Kepri, all of them just get scarier the more levels they get and the more items they go in. Skeledon getting a Deathbringer online, even getting a Deathbringer and a Malice online, does wonders for making his ultimate go from, ow, that kind of hurt and took me out of the fight, to, guys, I don't know what happened, I just started respawning.
So I want to, yeah, with that kind of thing, that little bit does make the world of difference. But at the same time, you want to be wary not to get a little bit too caught up on it. Actually, wait, no, I'll talk about that in a second. I've just noticed something interesting. So, we're seeing over in the solo lane, both combatants have opted to go with Mark of the Vanguard, and both people are going with breastplates, even though they're going up against magicals. What is the reasoning for this?
Because they're looking to rotate, and they're looking to fight. What I'm seeing is I need cooldowns, and I want to try and get as many kills as possible, or assists, wherever I can. And so, this physical protection and the mana is whatever, but at the end of the day, what it comes down to is, they're saying, I'm going to rotate. I'm going to out-rotate you, okay? Whoever actually gets that right is the one that wins. It was, though, Whirlwind of Blade and Seal, speaking of rotations, a lot of them onto Crazy Toast right there. He's going to get knocked up. He may have to, yep, he does pop his ultimate onto himself, and a Scream will just let him walk away. So, but, yeah. Again, he forced the ultimate on you. Ultimate for an ultimate, okay, fine. You know, I think maybe Scream thought he had a little bit more oomph behind that, but it didn't happen there, so he'll be fine for now.
Yeah, the reason I asked that is because, you know, standard logic would dictate that you pick your defenses according to how your opponent is. Although the physical defense is going to be helped here against the Naja attempt, although still taking a decent bit of poke from the minions and the Furious Roar. But the amount of rotations they'll be able to make. But they're going down to breastplate, though. I would have thought if they wanted to rotate, wouldn't they have wanted to go for the Mail of Renewal? Why the breastplate of Valor?
Mail of Renewal doesn't give you as much cooldown reduction, and also Mail of Renewal, it's been nerfed a couple times, and it's still a decent item, but it's a decent fighting item. You know, it's a good item for somebody who plans on being involved in a lot of kills, and it doesn't, its core utility is that extra health and mana after getting a kill. That's not what happens when you're, because, I mean, the Breastplate of Valor gives you mana, gives you physical protections no matter what. It gives you cooldowns no matter what. So that cooldown is the big thing. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see.
But yeah, that's... I want to see how the solo lane evolves, because they have the Kepri plus Geb, so they have the mandatory big initiation, but then they have, of course, Kepri to back it up. So that's going to allow Xenotronics, Famous, and, more importantly, the Naja Suicide Missile, if Skilden decides to use that method, to be more effective, because they've gotten a free out. Well, they've got two free outs. They've got Geb Shield, which is basically a free out in most situations, but then they've got the Kepriel as well. So risky behavior can actually live up to their namesake and be really risky if they deem so.
And they are being so. I mean, it's not hyper-aggressive just yet. Although, speaking of risk, over in the dual lane, we saw some aggression coming from Junie and Lou. Not much, but again, enough. We're seeing a 2 versus 1. As really Bacchus kind of has to pick a lane and sit in it. And I think that Burly Men have decided to go for this 2-2-1 instead of this 1-3-1 strat. Though, of course, as I say that, Junipero decides to start rotating. Though she does rotate into Weapon, Skeleton, and Xenotronics. So
Burly Men have so much wards. They're being cleared out now, but they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wards in place before that rotation. But looks like left side here. Speaking of rotations, Naja taking up the... that was actually... Yeah, that was the ramen to the end. That was nice. Xenotronics, unfortunately, is going to miss that. Junipero getting caught inside the chug, and the shell are going to save him from death. Card is going to be applied. There's the bleed. Recall Demons is going to be used. Xenotronics is going to get shielded, but that is most likely death. Kefri is not there to save you. Now, Xenotronics is not there to help out Wobbin, who is going to get taken out by Good Call Jones, and also on top of this, bear in mind, Geeklord, the projectile has a slow as well. So, double slow, plus bleed, plus extra dots. That's deceptive lethality in that package.
indeed it is. So it's going to be 2 kills for Burly Men. This is what they need to get back into this game. And it's going to be a hard road. They're fairly far behind. Take a look at the graphs. That did pull things back down to 1,700 experience and 1,800 gold, but at one point they were over 3,000 experience behind. So they've got a long way to go still, though they have done a fair amount to get started. They've started their road to a lead.
And right now, Burly Men, they are starting to claw it back. They just picked up left side mid camps. I believe they picked up right as well. And they are starting, you mentioned the 1-3-1 strat. It's helping with the mid camp, keeping that in place, but also the ward coverage around Gold Fury. They will know instantly if someone is trying to do anything fancy, like risky behaviors. They're hovering around Fury, and they are going to be attempting it. They've at least got to know they're doing something. Maybe they know that they're too spread up to do anything, because Solar Lane is currently slapping each other upside the head with a wet fish. But can Burly Men do anything here?
We've got 4 members of Risky Behavior starting it up. Burly Men looking like they want to try and engage. When it's low, they're going to go in. Risky Behavior is going to finish off the Gold Fury, though. Good coordination there. And Famous Hate's going to take on one. Xenotronic going to take on Junipero as well. Woven able to disengage. And that was just too well coordinated from Risky Behavior for Burly Men to be able to steal it.
That's mad profit there. Look at the XP and gold graph. It just shot. Someone stuck a rocket to that line. Now with that Gold Fury out of the way, Burly Men's ward coverage in that area now meant naught, because they were banking on, if they try something, we can stop it, because they have 1-3-1. That would allow them to respond to any threat around that area super quickly. But because that failed, now Risky Behavior can say, hey, now we have wards up, we have the Gold Fury, and we can start bashing down your towers if we want to, or at least start looking for picks left and right.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where things go in the next couple minutes, as we do see Xenotronics and Skeleton rotating over to the solo lane. But I think they're just farming here. Yep, they're just going to take this blue buff, give Xeno a little bit more oomph in his pocket. And we will see Risky Behavior sitting on a fairly solid lead right now. And at this point now, I think the Burly Men need to play the waiting game. Just try and wait things out, try and survive best you can, farm wherever you can. When the next Gold Fury comes up, maybe get that, maybe go for a early-ish Fire Giant, maybe an 18-minute Fire Giant. Obviously, I don't think they can sneak the Fire Giant, but those are their ways back into this game right now, I think. Just right now, I'm not seeing anything out of Burly Men that screams to me a way back into the game outside of some good objective play, which I believe in them. I believe they can do, but I don't think scraps have been going well for them.
Yeah, it's going to be less what can Burly Men do right, it's going to be can Risky Behavior do wrong. Risky Behavior they're playing safe enough as to where they're not leaving their tail out and far enough for an easy grab by Burly Men to try and grab them and drag it back towards them. But at the same time, Burly Men are positioning themselves in ways to where they can try and get fights, but Risky just disengage. No, Wobbin with the Gev, he's doing a brilliant job allowing his team to disengage a lot of the time. And with a Kepri, once the team fights start and solo lane stop slapping each other and actually can rotate, because right now both of these people in solo lane can't really leave, because if one of them leaves, the other one's going to have enough pushing power to guarantee themselves at least a tower, because while Scream's going to be able to push harder than Kepri can, Kepri's already done a good bit of damage to his tower, so he's going to be able to effectively push as much. But over in the mid lane, big team grouping, and in comes the fight. We'll put the characters, but multiple beats get deployed in response. Everyone is drunk now, thanks to Junipera. Skilden, Wubbin, and Xenotronics are all going to be drunk there. I think it's actually illegal to make children drunk, but, you know, then again, these gods are several thousand years old, so, you know,
exactly, just as fine. But so, again, good force disengage there. Junipera is the only ultimate that was used on the side of Burlyman, so support ult, support ult, and a bit of support ult combat, as Zoza would say. And it should be a bit of a disengage, but now we've got a 5 versus 4, actually, excuse me, a Scream is not here. That we could TP into the tower. Junipera in trouble is going to be able to live at the backside and try to disengage. We are going to see a bit of an attempt. Oh no, Xenotronic's going to actually finish a repap with that I'm a Monster. And going to drop another one, just going to slightly miss. Booty Call Jones will fall, though, to famous hate there off of that Sunbreaker. Lou trying to find something, though not quite sure what he was aiming at. He will fall to Wubbin. Crazy Toaster actually purposely tanking the tower there to get a health reset. And now Scream has finally showed up, but it is only him, as Junipera was forced to back very early in that fight. She was unable to tank all of that damage, and now we're going to see Scream fall as well to famous hate. That is a killing spree for the Hoagie, and the first tower of the game goes the way of Risky Behavior at 1540.
Yeah, it sucks when Scream teleported in. His ult, I couldn't tell in the carnage, but I believe he didn't have ult up, although I'm gonna put my hand on heart and say I probably am wrong there. Okay, so I'm getting told from my wonderful Lord WizKids in production that he did have ult, and he used it on 2 people, so even the ult didn't help there. And you would think that a Jing Shen teleporting into the middle of a fight and getting a 2-man ult would be pretty effective, but that just states how effective that push was and how many men were down by the time he got in, that didn't work, Target.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Again, Risky Behavior going, okay. Scream is pushing in the solo lane. He's kind of weak. He's not full health, so he probably won't teleport in to our lane. So we're just going to push. If we can take down the tower before he gets there, awesome. Otherwise, let's try and focus and kill them all first, and then if he comes in late, we've killed all of them, and then we can kill him as well. And that's exactly what happened, Risky Behavior getting that. And, as I mentioned before, Gold Fury, Burly Men's way in. Junipera has her ultimate and belly flop available, but she needs to go now.
And will they get it?
Nope.
Risky Behavior, nope, they get it thanks to the Scylla ult. 3-man Whirlwind of Rage and Steel. Lou was up in the air using the Rumble, but he did manage to get some hits, but there was a shell deployed, so not really too much can be done there. Nice use of the Recall Demons. Is going to push Risky Behavior physically back out of the fight, but we do see Crazy Toaster being a sneaky little hug bug. Let's see if they can find something. Wubbin is going to go for the blink, but only finds a shockwave. Beat is used. Booty Call Jones isn't... yeah, unfortunately the jump was in the middle. He didn't jump out. And Repap is going to die trying to help his teammate. That's going to be a 2-for-0 plus Gold Fury. The lead is now up in Risky Behavior's favor. I wouldn't say staggeringly so, but enough to where Burly Men
This is the start of an avalanche, I feel.
Yeah.
The aggression is so strong, and the late game carries from Risky Behavior are on the line. Good pull right there, stopping Scream, and Crazy Toaster is in trouble here. Maybe, but 3 members to try and kill a support, and they can't even lock him down. And Burly Men are behind enough that their late game carries can't carry yet, and also they're too deep into the game for their early game members to get anything done there either. So it's that awkward combination of, okay, our early game that's supposed to tide us over, well, we're out of that, and our late game hasn't been able to come online yet, so we're in trouble. Risky Behavior doing very, very well here, and I'm personally not sure how, again, my thought was Burly Men needed that Gold Fury, that 15-minute Gold Fury. That didn't happen, and now they are sitting on only 1 Tier 1 tower remaining, while they have only done about half of the damage to 1 of Risky Behavior's Tier 1 Tier 1 towers, excuse me.
Yeah, that's not a nice position to be in, because you've only really got one avenue of an easy potential comeback start, is pushing that tier 1, then maybe getting a tier 2. It's near Fire Giant side, so their team can group up for a Fire Giant, maybe. But at the same time, Risky Behavior, they have a decent bit of a mobility, enough to where that kind of thing is going to get stopped pretty damn fast. And now Ho Yi, we do see Famous Hate is doing a good bit of pushing, but he has the ward up, he hasn't made the mistake of being cocky, so he's going to be able to back up nicely. Little bit of argy-bargy here by Kebri. Crazy Toaster, he's in a position where he could go for a pull. The rest of Risky Behavior is a little bit too far back to do anything instantly, but Crazy Toaster is out of position. The rest of Burly Men are gathering round. I'm not sure if this is some sort of fancy bait here.
It is.
Comes in comes the Ricochet. Crazy Toaster using his beetle butt as juicy bait for Burly Men, and they will bite it. Risky Behavior, you can use multiple AoE ultimates. Repap is going to get picked by Famous Hate. Capriel used to increase the power of Skilden and save him from potential death. Screen though, not taking too much damage from there. Nice stun chaining onto Screen. The beautiful Geb Shield saves Skilden as Xenotronics picks up a double kill. Beautiful play by Risky Behavior, and they're going for more.
Yep, Lou and Booty Call Jones need to defend this tower, but at the same time, they cannot do that. Xenotronics has enough mana that he can just go to town, gonna blow up Lou right there. Lou incredibly low. Lou going to finish off Xeno though, but Famous Hate going to get some revenge for his mid laner. Booty Call Jones going to get out and back, but this tier 2 tower will probably fall as there are several archers here, and Famous Hate is sitting on an Igfal and an Executioner, so he's got some oomph here.
Yeah, he's going to be able to grab this tower easily. If he doesn't grab it, yeah, he's going to grab it now. Even if he didn't grab it then, he has minions coming up to back him up, and Bastet wouldn't have been there in time. So, right now, let's pretend we are Burly Men. You know, you see what's happening right now.
Okay.
Towers are being pushed. Gold Fury is down.
Of course.
At least for
unfortunately.
now. What can you do? Where is the gap in the armor? Where's the chink that you exploit to try and get back in?
You have to hold the line, not be aggressive, and be prepared to, when Risky Behavior engage on the right characters early. Crazy Toaster is a CC machine only. He does very little damage right now because he's got no power. So when he starts trying to make you look at him and make you attack him, ignore him. Just ignore Crazy Toaster best you can. He's 0, 1, and 9, but that's just it. He's at 9 assists because he's been involved in them, but he hasn't gotten any, doesn't have any damage actually getting kills off of it. Hold your other tier 2 towers, definitely hold your Phoenix, and when there is an opportunity to try and go in and steal a Fire Giant, I think that's your only hope right now, but you need to farm and you need to hold the line as best you can, because Burly Men have a good late game. If they can make it to level 20, if they can sort of reset the experience graph, at least, they'll be okay. They're going to be down on gold, yes, give up this gold for. I don't even think they know what's going on because they haven't been able to award it. But that's unfortunately the case is that you are just going to be behind on gold. You need to play scared. And I never recommend for teams to play scared, but in this case, Risky Behavior needs to, as, Crazy Toaster trying to engage again. But,
he's getting very aggressive here. I understand if he's trying to do some cheeky baiting, but he's got to be wary that, yes, he's got the Scarab's Blessing to back him up, but received health you get out of the revive isn't that much, and looks like they're going in here.
Yep, and see, they do get a pull there onto Crazy Toaster, but that's exactly what Risky Behavior wanted. Sunbreaker going to do some good damage. We're going to see RevHap going in deep as well. Juniper trying to find something, and with Xenotronics actually using that I'm a Monster for CC immunity more than anything. It's going to get a little bit of damage off, but not much. And Scream, but now far too deep. Crazy Toaster going to kill RevHap on the top side. Woven going to finish off Screen down at the bottom. And now that 2-for-none trade, Risky Behavior can take this tower because Burly Men went in instead of trying to hold the line. Blue going to fall, and now they should probably just fall one by one. Yep, Famous Hate going to finish off Booty Call Jones there. They've got a full minion wave. There's a surrender vote. They could take this Phoenix if the surrender vote doesn't go through.
Yeah, this is mostly... Yeah, that's going to be one Phoenix, and now they can choose. Do they want to go for Fire Giant? Do they want to go for left Phoenix, or go for right tower? This is most likely just going to be the Fire Giant attempt because... they're going to go clear out jungle camps on the way. That's going to slow it down ever so slightly, but, they're clearing out places to where Burly Men can try and claw back experience. Right now, the only ways they can get experience is by defending fire minions and minions aggressing on their place, essentially, on their base. So, there's not a lot Burly Men can do to individually farm because they'll have to group up for
Oh,
that.
oh, Junipero too late. That was the one hope that they had, really, was for Junie to get it. Would have gone Fire Giant on to Scream, Junipero herself, and Lou, which would have been huge, but unfortunately she was just a little bit too slow there. Elvis just a little bit too drunk still. I think at the end of the day, Scream, I believe he's subbing in this week, just a little bit off again on communication and maybe a little bit too aggressive. They need to really be playing safely here.
In sync, they need to play together. There's a lot of split positioning in these fights. No small help thanks to multiple knockups and displacements that risky behavior have. But just going into the fights, one arm seems to be going one way while one's going the other.
Yeah, definitely a problem, and I think that Burly Men have the skill to do it. Just again, because they've got that substitute player, it's awkward, and at this point they're floundering. They're looking for anything. We see Lou split pushing, which is okay. I mean, he needs to be ready to back at a moment's notice, and he should be backing probably right about now because they've given up their last tier 2. And you've got Crazy Toaster actually going to TP over there, so yeah, Lou needs to get out of there now. But Scream backing way too late as well, and if they lose this Phoenix, it's very possibly game over. Junipero going to go in, try and get something off there. There's the Whirlwind to Blade and Steel onto 2, good out beads on 1, and Wubbin is going to get thrown in, and the Cats are going onto him as well. Cat's going to get blown very quickly by the Sunbreaker, and now there's the Cataclysm as well. We're going to see the pull up into the air by Skeleton, as that is the I'm a Monster did hit the, hit the 8, just but Red Hat will fall, too famous hate, and now they're going to try and defend this Phoenix once again. Romuald's going to hit twice, missing the last shot. Skeleton getting taken low, but there's the Geb Shield as well. Wubbin taking this very, very hard, as now Crazy Toaster has returned to the fight, and the birdie does fall. That is now 2 Phoenixes down for Burly Men, as Risky Behavior pushing into the base. They have a wave of fire minions on the left, they have a wave of minions on the right, and it looks like they're going to go all the way over to the deep left and take out the last Phoenix as well, being very methodical before they try and end this game.
They're taking out the extra armor and health that the Titan have. They're taking out places where Burly Men can try and regroup. And Scream tried to go for any kind of hook and blade shenanigans. He's going to have the Whirlwind of Rage and Steel up into about 5 seconds here, but he keeps getting stunned or displaced. Cataclysm is going to be deployed by Wubbin. Here's the Whirlwind. It's going to be a triple. The rest of his team isn't really there in force. Wubbin just took out Junipero, so down goes any kind of belly flop attempt. He didn't have Intoxicate. Scream is going to go screaming to hell, as Famous Hate is going to be picking him up with the help of Crazy Toaster, and this is the strength of having Kepri plus an engaging tank that's protective as Geb, as another kill gets picked up by Repap. I believe who went up into the air? That would be Lou, as he gets immediately dropped on his ass by Crazy Toaster. Extra power is going to be used. Wubbin's going to go into the fountain. You might be a bit drunk there, mate. This is going to go down. They went for the jugular. Clean, methodical play, exploiting any kind of any small gap in the armor is going to allow Risky Behavior to push dominantly for the victory there.
Yeah, no, well played. 24-4 in favor of Risky Behavior, 27 minutes in. Burly Men tried to stop the bleeding, but they often just made it worse by pushing a little bit too hard back in. And because of that, that is going to be GG going to Risky Behavior. And Risky Behavior, that means something for them. I'm trying to remember if that means that they're now top 2 for their group, or they have a chance for it at least. There are a couple other win-losses that need to occur, I know, but they are up there fighting for first and second, I do believe. So, with that said, we're going to go ahead and cut to a break. We've got 2 more matches for you all today, so we will be back in a few minutes. So don't go anywhere. This is the Fall 2015 Challengers Cup Series brought to you by hi-rez Studios and TierMonster.com. We will be right back.